don't buy them nothing. Spend your money on yourself. Hey, it's Brian Lowe again, and as you can see, I'm here with my new bestest buddy. I'm doing this video this time to talk a little more about the Carvin setup and some changes to my pedal board, and I thought I'd give the EMG pickups a little more time. I've talked about my guitars a lot, and hello Mitzi. So you might see my cat in the video. Her name's Mitzi, and she is not for sale, but she does like playing on the pedal board like everybody does. I think it's the flashing lights. I got this amp maybe about a month and a half ago, and it's actually a 1984 Carvin X100B. The same amp that you used to see guys like Steve Vai and Frank Zappa and Warren Cucurullo from Missing Persons, and all those cats in the 80s were using these, and it's a pretty cool amp. Go over the features real quick for you. You've got your standard input, you've got your volume for your rhythm, you've got your lead gain, and you've got your master volume to control everything. Then you've got your standard EQing here of your bass, mid, treble, presence, and a reverb knob, and also an assignable graphic EQ, which kind of reminds me of the old Mesa Boogie stuff, the Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4 series. And it's assignable with this switch here, your standby and your on-off switch. And on the back, it's actually a 100-watt head, and it can drive either 6L6s or EL34s. This one just happens to have 34s in it. I'm not sure if I'm convinced with the 34s yet, but it's a good sounding head. I can switch it to half power or quarter power. It's a 100-watt head, so I can go 50 or 25 watts depending on the gig. Foot switchable effects loop, which also has a negative 10 dB to plus 10 dB attenuator on it, so you can use either pedal effects or line level effects in your loop. And your foot switch, your speaker outputs, and a direct recording out. I haven't really used the amp itself on the distorted channel very much because I do have a Blackstar drive on my board, which we won't show my pedal board because it's a complete mess. But right now, with the exception of the compressor, I've got everything on the pedal board pretty much bypassed. So here's the amp clean, no effects, just a little reverb on it. I am running a compressor, but only because it's a Tele, and I never turn the compressor off on a Telecaster because it's a mortal sin. And that's the rear EMG. As you can see, EMG did this set for me in white. Normally it's just these two pickups that come in the Tele set, and I've got the SA in the center for the strapping. At your rear Tele position, your Strat sound, middle position, your fourth position, Clapton tone sort of thing, and of course the ever-loving neck pickup. Anyway, now for some real fun, I'm not got the boost hooked up to it, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the switch on the front of the amp so that we can hear the amp hum. And that's what the 34s sound like. We're going to tweak that out a little bit because it sounded a little muddy to me. Put a little more high end in it. So that kind of gives you an idea how the amp sounds, both clean and dirty on its own. Now we're going to hit it with some pedals. And one of the newest pedals I've got in my collection is a Digitech Harmony Man Intelligent Pitch Shifter, which I absolutely have fallen completely head over heels in love with. Some of the basic settings that I've got set up on it The first one that I use, and this is without the Harmony Man, and I'm just adding a little bit of delay to give it just a little bit of bite on the end. But the first one I've got it set up for is just a standard third above for like some Allman Brothers type stuff, and I've actually got the key on this set wrong. So what I'm going to do is show you how to set the key really quick. You hold down the first pedal, which is strum the set key, and you hit your key, and it tells you exactly what your key is. And once I've done that, boom, I'm in the key of G. Actually, I'm in the key of G flat because we tuned down half step. So in the key of G, or G flat, since we're tuned down half step, let's take something that's definitely a twin lead, 2 guitar parts that we know cut them. Allman Brothers lick right there. Really cool, because if you'll notice, it also tracked my bend. So let's take that a little slower. So as you can hear, I can almost pull off pedal steel sound and stuff. And yes, when you get it set in key and you're working diatonically, you do have to remember to bend into the right note, because if you don't, it'll sound like this. And we don't want that. Something else that this pedal does really, really well, which I was really shocked by, is the fact that it'll give you 2 different voices. So I've got one set for a 3rd low and a 5th high, and let's see if we can go into Brian May territory. And for some reason it's got us in the wrong key, probably because I reset everything. So let's set the key. Another thing that this pedal does great is it has a great chorusing unit on it. It actually detunes, so you get this really lush. So it's a really, really nice chorus on top of it. Normally for the band I'm in, I'll use it to do things like for that Allman Brothers sound or that Thin Lizzy. It's great for that kind of stuff. I can't say enough about the job that Digitech has done on this pedal, especially since we know I used to work for the competition. They're also sending me a new delay unit, the Time Bender, that I'm going to be reviewing and trying out. And next we'll talk a little bit more about some. So we're back again, and as you can see, the guitar loves sitting on top of the amp. The cabinet I'm running is actually, if you guys remember the 80s, it's one of the old cloth-covered crate cabinets, but it has 2 80-watt Celestions in it, so that's the reason it sounds so darn good. And of course, I'm still running the Line 6 MM4 and Line 6 DL4. And my main overdrive unit that I'm using and still using since Lauren Molyneux turned me on to it at the Black Star booth is of course the Black Star Dual, the HT Dual that has a real tube in it that they're hitting with 300 watts, and give you just a little bit of an idea on how I've got that bad boy set up. Channel 1 is for my Keith Richards kind of. Channel 2 is for my all-out, turn on all the effects that you can find. For the the Big Steve Lukather thing. And what's really fun about the Big Steve Lukather thing is being able to go in and kick on your harmony pedal. Let's get it back to where we got. So that's been a lot of fun to play with. But the amp that I got from eBay actually is just incredible. I can't say enough good about it. It's definitely sounding a lot better than one of the old amps I used to run. It's not necessarily what makes a boogie, but I think with some 6L6s, this amp could be everything that a boogie is. And I want to thank my drummer Donnie Tomlinson for actually turning me on to the Carvin amps, because I never in 1,000 years would have thought about using Carvin. It was something you saw in a magazine, and a kid from Wilkes County could never afford one. So if there's any questions about the new pedal setup, or any questions on the amp, or any questions about the EMG pickups that I'm using, shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to answer anything. Thanks.